Welcome to TLC Services website. TLC stands for Transition Life Consultants, and we are a unique group there's about 22 of us. We are all retired, we're all volunteers, and we're all mental health professionals and educators. All of our professional services are for free. We do ask for a donation for each service just to cover our expenses. And oh, by the way, my name is Pat Hayes. I am the founder and the director of TLC Services, and I have master's degrees in family counseling and in social work, and I am a licensed clinical social worker.
And I'm Bonnie Hovel. I'm the Director of Operations for TLC, and I have a master's in social work, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker. And one of my jobs is to support TLC with tech support, and I do that with the help of my husband, David Hovel, who developed our website, and he's our technology consultant. So Pat, could you tell us a little about how you started TLC?
Oh, sure, Bonnie, I'd love to. I came to the Villages quite a while ago, and everything I saw were very happy, active, energetic people dancing in the streets at the town squares. And I said, what's wrong with this picture? You know, I've got social work eyes, and I said, in this age group, there's so many normal things that happen that create so much pain and suffering. You know, things like losses galore. People miss their kids and their grandchildren an awful lot. People miss, they lose their good physical health, or maybe the good physical health of their partners or spouses. And death. People die in this age group. Again, creating tremendous suffering for the people they leave behind. There's also coping challenges galore. This may be the very first time that people are together 24/7, and that can be a lot of friction. People have to cope with a brand new way of life. Many people become 24/7 caregivers, which is very difficult. And of course, everybody in this age group has to deal with the natural effects of aging, whether it be movement or fatigue or pain or memory or mental acuity. And I looked in the phone book when I got here, and I said, there are no mental health services available. Either that, or they're very difficult to find or too costly to afford. And I felt very, very called to start this. I knew we could do something. So I got together an awful lot of other professionals who really loved what they did and were willing to volunteer. And then, and I knew we could all help people from these emotional stresses. So we became service partners with United Way, and United Way pays for our background checks and all of our insurance. And we were off and running as of April 2017.
And the people that we serve in TLC are people who are alone, those who are estranged from families, people who might have relationship issues, or they might be caregivers. Sometimes they're dealing with things like illness or disability, grief, depression, anxiety, or they have self-esteem issues or maybe emotional issues. And we help them in several ways. One is through support groups like bereavement, grief, and caregiving. And one of our support groups is Way to Go, which is for weight loss, and it helps people with both the conscious and the unconscious ways they might sabotage their weight loss plan. We also do educational presentations on topics of interest, and we do those for both clubs and the general public. We also assist the House of Hope by providing counselors for their one-year residential substance abuse program and training for their mentors. Other customized training we do are skills for facilitators, self-help groups, and we do one-on-one counseling. Last but not least, we do a screening and we match your needs to the best counselor or coach for you. And where do we do all these things?
We do them all. We all do them in person. We do them at recreation centers, at the wraparound porches at rec centers. There's a church in Wildwood who lets us use their offices. We use assisted living facilities. And sometimes for one-on-one, we even sit at Panera Bread over a cup of coffee. Any place where we can find some privacy, one-on-one. Again, no charge for our professional services. And then the pandemic came. So we said, oi, what are we going to do now? All of these places are not available to us. But we were very fortunate because we had already set up a partnership with Lisa Hanka. And Lisa Hanka has a business called Your Key to Senior Living Options. And what she does is she helps seniors find assisted living places, independent living places, or memory care free of charge. Right? So we said, okay, what she asked us to do is to start giving presentations, education presentations, on Zoom. I said, fine, let's try that. So that's what we did. We started giving monthly presentations, basically on the pandemic, on how to get through the pandemic. And thanks to David, all of those live Zoom presentations that we did, he recorded. So every one of the presentations we've done are available on our website. We did things like coping when you're stuck at home, coping when you can't visit a loved one in a facility, restoring relationships, the difference between sadness and depression. And then we got to thinking, if we could do Zoom presentations, why don't we start some support groups? So that's what we did too. We did the very popular Way to Go group, we did Coping When You're Alone, and we did a What About Me support group for caregivers. And of course, we continue to do one-on-one counseling by phone or Skype or FaceTime or even Zoom. The bottom line is we're ready. We're ready for whatever happens. Whenever we see a need, we fill it.
And everything we've talked about can be found on this website. If you like what you heard and want to support us, please give us a donation. These donations help us continue to bring our services to the community. We have a few expenses, and it helps us with that. So you can find all of these things on the events and information page. Thank you.
Thank you.